Welcome to the DLJones Book Show. On today's episode, I'm going to be talking about the new Marvel show, Loki. I just watched episode 1. It's on Disney Plus, and I'm going to tell you my thoughts on this particular episode and what I think of the show and everything like that. If I'm excited, if I'm not excited. Also, later in this video, make sure you listen to later on because I'm going to give you information on how you could win $50 in my little $50 giveaway, and information on that will be later in this show. But right after the intro, we're going to get in on Loki, episode 1, season 1. Welcome back to the DLJones Book Show. I'm your host, DLJones. And on this channel, on this show, I talk about all time. You know what? I gotta change. I just changed the name of my channel. I forgot. It used to be the DLJones Book Show, and I just changed it to the DLJones Show. You know, I got rid of the books. It's gonna probably still say books on a lot of the marketing stuff, the media, and all of that stuff. But I changed the name to the DLJones Show. But like I said, on this show, I talk about all types of story-related topics. It could be movies, TV shows, video games, audiobooks, anything that has a story could potentially be a topic on this show. Now, what I'm going to talk about is the new Marvel show, Loki. I just watched episode 1 of the new season on Disney Plus, and I want to talk about it. I want to let you know my thoughts about it, and you know what? Let's just get in on how I feel about the new Marvel thing that's going on Disney Plus. You know, so far you have, you know, they started it with WandaVision. You know, that whole series came and went a while ago, several months back. I did recaps of every single episode. I was so excited for this new iteration of Marvel, you know, superhero shows, and WandaVision was the first one, and I was all in, and I did, you know, full on episode recaps. You can check the playlist here if you want to go back and check out all of those recaps of every episode of that show. And then after that, shortly after that, you had Captain America and Winter Soldier, or was it Falcon and the Winter Soldier? That goes to show you how my interest in these series have kind of slowly been waning down as this stuff goes on. And I'm gonna be honest with you. The reason why is because if you look at WandaVision was a show that I was all in, but it was a show that throughout the whole series, I just had this feeling that something is about to happen, and it never did. Not for me anyway. I mean, things happen, and I enjoyed it, but it never kind of... you know, that feeling that I had that something cool is going to happen just never really happened. And then you have like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Same deal. It's like every episode I kind of had this feeling that something cool is going to happen. And again, I enjoyed the show, you know. But at the end of the day, that cool thing that I kind of felt like was going to happen, you know, never really did happen. These shows were okay. I enjoyed them. I wouldn't say they're bad. I say that I had a lot of fun with them. I think they're good shows. But to be honest with you, a lot of the excitement that I have for these shows and a lot of the goodwill that I have as far as my thoughts on these shows, to be a little honest, is probably more influenced on the fact that they are Marvel shows than the actual show themselves. If these shows weren't Marvel shows, if WandaVision, if Falcon and the Winter Soldier weren't Marvel shows and they were all new characters, they probably would be shows I wouldn't even really talk. I would watch them and I would enjoy them, but I probably wouldn't even really talk that much about. So here we are, Loki, episode 1. And again, another series. And the thing about this series that is a little different than WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier is that Loki, I actually have not been that excited for. It's a character that I don't really care a lot about, you know. I mean, he's fun in the Marvel movies and stuff, but it's not a character that I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see this character in a show. I don't really have that much excitement for this character, but it's a Marvel show. I like Marvel stuff, so of course I'm going to watch it. But that goes to show you, I didn't go into this show with a lot of high hopes like I did with the other two, with WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This show, right off the bat, to me, was just a mild, mediocre interest at best, you know. So I watched the show, and I have to tell you, Right off the bat, I enjoyed this first episode a lot more than I thought I would. But let me interrupt this story for a minute. I want to let you know about my Road to 300 giveaway. In this giveaway, you have the opportunity to win a $50 Amazon gift card. Now I will be selecting 2 winners. Now this giveaway is not sponsored by YouTube. It is solely my contest. I take full responsibility for it, and it's easy to enter. It doesn't cost anything to enter. All you have to do is subscribe to this channel and leave a comment in the video answering the question that I will ask towards the end of the video. Now you can enter as many times as you want, and you can enter by following these rules on any video that I post that includes me explaining this contest, this video that you're watching right here. Now you can do that. This contest will be going on until I hit my goal of 300 subscribers. After that, I will be picking 2 winners, not 1, but 2 winners, and each one of those winners will get a $50 Amazon gift card. Now, for full contest details, check the subscription. But yeah, this is my Road to 300 contest giveaway where you can win a $50 Amazon gift card. I hope you enjoy. I wish you luck, and let's get back to the story. That's not really saying much because I didn't have that many high hopes for the show. I figured it was going to be an okay show, and I figured I would like it less than WandaVision and less than Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But I like it about the same so far, which is not saying much because this is only 1 episode. Don't know what's going to happen. But liking it about the same as the rest of those shows is kind of, for me, the bars raised a little bit because I didn't think I would like it about the same as the rest of those shows. I kind of went into this thinking that I'm taking a step down, even from my interest in the previous 2 Marvel series. I'm not going to do a full-on recap. I'm just going to talk about what I thought about the episode, what went on, what happened, just a brief overview. I do think if you're a Marvel fan, go check it out. It was decent. I enjoyed it. It kind of exceeded my expectations a little bit, which that statement itself is kind of like a statement is kind of beyond my actual thoughts of the show and everything. But that being said, this show is Loki, and one thing that I thought was pretty cool, which we've seen hints of this, in other Marvel properties, is that this series starts with Loki. How he steals the Tesseract when he's they show they starts off with a flashback of him, when he was taken away in handcuffs and everything, and then Hulk somehow comes and knocks the briefcase that held the Tesseract down, and the briefcase opens and the Tesseract falls away, and Loki kind of bends over and picks up the Tesseract and looks around and then just disappears, which we've seen that before. They've showed that in other things, leading up to this show to let us know that that's how this all started. But basically what goes on from there is that Loki pretty much starts a new timeline, and when he started this new timeline, it kind of went against the rules of this time committee, and this whole first episode is basically explaining this whole time committee, and basically what it is there's a committee that lives outside of the timeline, and their job is to make sure that all of the timelines stay intact, that there's no nothing that screws up timelines or do things that goes outside of the rules that they set for timelines and stuff. And with Loki doing this, he screwed up the timeline. He is in violation. So quickly, the time committee people, they come and they snatch him up and they arrest him, and he goes on trial for violating time protocols and all of that kind of stuff. And then that's the basis of the show. The whole first episode is them kind of doing an investigation of him. They kind of do a lot of background talk, trying to setting up things, letting you know the rules of the time committee and that new world that's outside of the regular, time variance. It lets you know about all of that kind of stuff. And basically, you find out that they need to recruit Loki to help them capture another person that is also in violation of their codes. But the thing that makes that other person a little worse is that he's killing some of the agents that is in charge of trying to maintain the time, trying to maintain the law as far as all of the time rules and everything. Now, this other person that they need help capturing has been killing these people. They call them Minutemen. They're just like agents that go around to different eras in time where something has been disturbed and they try to set things right. Come to find out at the end of the episode, which this is a spoiler, that the person that Loki has to try to capture is actually Loki. It's another Loki from a different timeline, that is also in violation. So he don't set out to try to capture him in this episode. This episode basically just set the groundwork for everything, let you know what the season is going to be about, let you know why Loki is there, give Loki a little background, because when Loki goes through and look through all of the stuff that they're telling him, he finds out that his mother actually died. If you remember, in one of the Thor movies, his mother gets killed, and it's his fault. It's because of his attack, and then later on, he finds out that he actually is killed by Thanos. So once he see all of that kind of stuff, he kind of have a change of heart, and he wants to, he didn't admit to it in this episode, but I'm guessing he's going to want to try to help the Time Committee out, which there is actually a name for them. Right now, it's slipping my mind. If I will, when I'm doing editing, I will put the name that they call them in here somewhere, at the bottom of the screen or the top of the screen or something. But yeah. So far, this show was a lot of exposition. This episode was a lot of exposition, letting you know what's going on, letting you know the rules of the show, and setting the stage for the season. And it was interesting. It was interesting. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it about on par with all of the other Marvel shows. I won't say that it's the best thing in the world, but I still enjoyed it, and it's enough to keep me interested into doing, watching the whole season. I can't wait for the next episode. But yeah, that's Loki season 1. If you watch this show, let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm curious to see what others think, because like I said, this show kind of exceeded my expectations. And it's just the first episode. It's not the whole season, just the first episode. It kind of exceeded my expectations, but my expectations was already pretty low. So to say that it exceeded, I don't know how much that is actually saying, But yeah, I'm curious to know what you thought about the show. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about the show. Did you watch the episode yet? Do you like it so far? Can you not wait to see what's going to happen as the seasons go on? I want to hear your thoughts on this show. But yeah, that's all I have for today. I'm not sure if I'm going to do one of these every episode. I may not, just depends. But thank you for watching this one, and I'll see you next time.